George Bernard Shaw said the single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Do you want to be a better leader, better manager, better speaker, better communicator in any capacity? I'm going to give you the secret. It's real simple. It's not always easy to do, but it's simple to understand. Here it is. You have to first figure out what the response is you want from the person, and then decide on the best form of communication to use in order to get that response. See, whenever we communicate with someone, we're looking for a reaction, a response of some type. Craig Groeschel talks about how when you're communicating, you're looking for someone to know, feel, or do something. So if I'm communicating with you, it's because I want you to know something, to feel something, or to do something. And it might be more than one of those things, but I need to first stop and think about what's the best form of communication that's going to make that happen. And the best way to do that is by developing relationships with people, especially if it's a team setting and you're a leader. The more you get to know people and build relationships with them, the more you're going to get to know them, because everybody's personality is different. Everybody's got different backgrounds. They got different education levels, different levels of experience. They grew up differently. Everybody comes from a different place and looks at the world differently. And so the better you get to know people, the more you're going to have an idea of the best form of communication to use with each person. You're going to know what motivates them, how they're going to react to certain things. So if I want you to respond in a certain way, I need to use the communication that has the best chances of making that happen, right? And we have to remember that there are lots of different types of communication. Only like 10% of communication is verbal. The rest is nonverbal. It's in my body language. It's in my facial expressions. It's in my tone of voice. I might ask somebody, would you please pick up that pen off the floor? Or I might say, would you please pick up that pen off the floor? Same exact words, two completely different messages. And so if my goal is to just vent my frustrations and let people know how ticked off I am, I guess that second one would do. But if I really want a response of some kind of action, or if I'm wanting somebody to change their behavior, or whatever it is, whatever the response is that I'm looking for, I have to think about what's the best form of communication that's going to make that happen. And you know what? You're not always going to get it right. Sometimes you're not going to get the response you wanted. That happens. Change your communication. Use a different form. Don't keep beating your head against the wall and trying the same thing over and over when it's not working. So if you want to communicate effectively, number one, consider the response that you want to get from the person. Number two, decide on the best form of communication that's going to give you the best chances of getting that response.